Welcome to Friday Takeaway. It was a very busy week with Proton finding itself a partner and AAX running into some turbulence. But first, the Fed released its minutes on Wednesday and there was indication from its officials that they may raise rates again in June. This move is already widely expected by investors who already were betting an 80% chance that Yellen and crew will hike if the economy stays on track. Ratings agency Moody's downgraded China's credit ratings on Wednesday for the first time in nearly 30 years, saying that it expected the financial strength of the economy to erode in the coming years. However, China's finance ministry said that the downgrade had overestimated the risk to the economy and was based on inappropriate methodology. Back at home, it was a good quarter for CIMB Group Holdings, with its first quarter net profit increasing by 46% to 1.18 billion on the back of 4.36 billion in revenue. This was due to higher interest, non-interest and Islamic banking income, and it resulted in CIMB's share price reaching 6 ringgit. A better week for FVN-KLCI. At 10:30 this morning, it was down some 0.2% week on week. Compared to yesterday, it is 0.07% lower at 1,772.21 points. TA Research is upbeat on the market, saying that it will stay afloat with the help of steady oil price and more positive global markets, as well as better than expected first quarter results. It sees support at 1,740 points and resistance at 1,761 points. Amid the avalanche of corporate earnings that came out this week, two in particular caught our eye. AirAsia X is a long-haul arm of low-cost carrier AirAsia with a fleet size of 22 planes. Its destinations include Asia and Australia and will be adding the US to its route network by middle of this year. Revenue was up 21.6% to 1.18 billion ringgit from 970.7 million due to a 33% jump in the number of passengers carried. And current forward booking trends, forward loads and average fares seem to be trending better than last year. Another thing to note, head honcho Tony Fernandez says that the two airlines are not merging despite rumours to the contrary, and it is in the best interest of the group to keep the two separate. But first quarter net profit plunged 94.2% to 10.3 million ringgit compared with 179.5 million a year earlier. This was because of higher expenses such as aircraft fuel costs, which went up 55% from a year earlier. Also no thanks to an overall 6% depreciation of the ringgit against the greenback. AAX shares hit a 2-year high of 53.5 cents on Tuesday ahead of the release of its first quarter results, but it appears that the optimism was short-lived. This morning the stock was at 43 cents, over 15% lower compared with a week ago. Year to date, the stock has appreciated 48.6% from 36 cents per share on January 3rd this year. The recent earnings had resulted in a lot of analysts tweaking their numbers. Overall, AAX has 3 neutrals, 3 sells and 2 buys, with TPs ranging from 25 cents to 65 cents. On to DRB-HICOM, so what do they do? Well, it would be easier to say what this conglomerate does not do, but specifically, today we are going to talk about its role as a major shareholder of the national car maker Proton Holdings Berhad. Aside from that, DRB-HICOM has also stakes in Post Malaysia and Bank Muamalat and assembles cars in Malaysia for brands like Honda, Mercedes-Benz and Volkswagen. After months of courtship, DRB-HICOM finally went with Chinese car maker Geely over France's PSA Group. DRB-HICOM says its long-term prospects will be significantly improved following the 49.9% share sale. It also sold 51% of British car maker Lotus to Geely. The Chinese automaker will take over Proton's production and sales and marketing divisions, which will lead to an improvement of cash flow. Tunem is understandably upset over the deal, taking to his block chair there to vent his frustrations. The devil is always in the details. The definitive agreement will be signed in July, and the fact is, the car market is still soft. Even with the partnership, Proton has a massive hill to climb. Also, it remains to be seen how Geely's plans will pan out. Shares hit a 1-year high of 1.82 ringgit on May 17. This morning at 10 o'clock, it was traded at 1.71 ringgit. Overall, recommendations are 3 buys and 3 holds on the stock, with the TP ranging between 1.60 ringgit and 2.58 ringgit.